let's come up. Let's come up. Ready? From the Babson Skating Center in Wellesley, it's ECAC NCAA Division III hockey as the Babson Beavers host the St. Anselm Hawks. Hello, everybody. I'm John Horrigan. Well, tonight kicks off our cable coverage of the Babson Beavers. They come into tonight's game with a 7-4-1 record, 7-4-1 in the ECAC as well. Their opponents tonight visiting are the St. Anselm Hawks. They come in at 3-8-0. The Hawks are coached by Ken Cusick in his 8th season. He's assisted by Aldo Zeed and Steve McAdams. Steve Sterling is at the helm for the Babson Beavers in his 13th season. He's assisted by Paul Donato and Tom Ryan. In goal tonight for the St. Anselm Hawks, wearing their purple sweaters trimmed in white, will be Reed Heiser, the senior goaltender, with an 0-1-0 record, 7.50 goals against, and a .729 save percentage. Right now, though, we're going to stand for the national anthem. The national anthem sung by Teresa Kerensky. In goal tonight for the Babson Beavers, wearing their white sweaters trimmed in forest green, will be senior goaltender Mark Kuriak. Mark with a 6-3-0 record, a 3.40 goals against, and an .885 save percentage. These two teams faced off against each other last night. St. Anselm's went down by a score of 5-1. The officials for tonight's game, the referee is Jack Dunn, and he's assisted by Tim Crowley. Well, in order to qualify for the ECAC postseason tournament, you have to have at least a 500 record or better. I'm speaking with assistant Paul Donato. They have never finished, Babson has never finished lower than third in 12 seasons. In fact, during Steve Sterling's entire tenure. So Reed Heiser he's going to get the nod tonight. Heiser, big for a goaltender. He is 6'1", 170 pounds, from Manlius, New York. Getting ready, and we're underway. Period number 1. Kevin M just slaps it back in. McGee can't get it, comes out to Lasher for a shot, deflected wide in front. Now Pompeo battles for it. Finally, Steve Irvin digs for it with Herlihy. Mark Herlihy and Pompeo, who sends it back out to Kevin M. But it's up and out of the zone where John Lasher, the captain of the Babson Beavers, returned. Just wrapped right back in by McGee. Kevin Daly now, having trouble starting it up in his own end, has to send it all the way around for Jay Gallant, one of the captains here, and he takes a wicked shot by Griff Brackett. Here's a drive by Irvin, just went wide of Kuriak. Now play along the near boards. Goes behind Kuriak, where it's retrieved by McLeod. McLeod up ahead for Griff Brackett. He is broken up on the play by Manisi. Brackett just clears it up and out. Manisi paired on defense with Bill DeBono. Here's DeBono. Took a hit from J.R. Williams. Play along the near boards. This is Paul Sumner now. Sumner harassed by Williams. Spun around and loses the puck. Picked up by J.R. Williams. Operates right wing circle. Williams over skates and Sumner retrieves. Sumner combines ahead here to Torgy. Torgy broken up by Mazzacci and cleared right back in. Now battling for it is Gosiak. Torgy starts it back, combines with Sumner, intercepted by Kevin Gosiak. Wood bangs into by Manisi. Puck is cleared all the way down to Kuriak. It will be icing. 18-19 left in the opening period. There's no score. This is Reed Heiser's first start of the season. Normally, Matt Roper handles the duty between the pipes. He was in goal last night before the St. Anselm defeat. And John Boudreau centering Gosiak on the right side and Wood on the left side, taking the draw. This is Ogar. Slides it diagonally for Brian Ward. Ward moving left wing corner. Puck cleared up and out. Troy Spencer collects and just wraps it right back in. Jay Russo out on defense along with Dave Woodward for Babson. The puck comes out to center ice where it's collected by Troy Spencer. Spencer just flips it in. Kuriak has trouble playing the puck. Jay Russo throws it behind the net for Woodward. Woodward combines to Ken Martin as Sterling opts for his fourth line already. In the opening moments of the first period, Ken Martin just chops it up and out. Tried to lead it for Napolitano, who harasses Ogar. They bump. Ogar feeds it behind for Roberts. Now Ken Martin behind the net for Napolitano. Tried to center it in front for Ambrose. He fell down. Heiser covers up. 17-18 left in the opening period. Face-off will come left wing circle. Yeah, Jack Dunn handling the officiating duties tonight. Childhood friend of mine. Hey, Jack, how's it going? I hadn't seen him in 10 years. Nice guy. Has a vicious right, too. If these guys want to mix it up tonight, this official can separate them and deal out the blows as well. Pompeo is going to take the draw against Sean O'Connell. Pompeo wins the draw. A shot right off the draw by McGee. Goes up and into the rafters. And we'll have to drop it again. Babson Beavers led. Their high-scoring offense is led by Chris McGee, who has 17 goals and 9 assists, 26 points. Dan Pompeo has 28 points, 12 goals, 16 assists. Pompeo third in the league in scoring, McGee fourth. Draw comes all the way down to John Lasher. Lasher being pursued by Ron Norton. Throws it around for M. Mark Herlihy. And kept in by Kevin Daly. Now Herlihy sends it around Irvin. McGee, backhander, collected by Kevin Daly and cleared up ahead. This is Ron Norton now, breaking left wing side. Norton sends it right out in front, and Irvin runs right into Mark Kuriak. Oh, that could have been a charging call. Now Herlihy lofts it up and out, tried to connect ahead to McGee. This is Kevin Daly now, slides it for Jay Gallant, one of the co-captains, tried to connect away to Irvin too far. Back is Kevin M. M is chased to the boards by Irvin. M slides it around for McGee. McGee is bumped by Gallant and clears it up and out. Back to fetch is Sean O'Connell. This is Kevin Daly now. Combines with Carl Clausen. Clausen had it kicked away by J.R. Williams. Now Kennedy collects. Somebody's lost a glove out there. Clausen being harassed all the way by Kennedy. Cleared up and out. A partial break for Pouzin too far. Steve Pouzin had the only St. Anselm goal last night. Now a cross-ice pass intercepted by Manisi for a shot. Just went wide. It might have gone off the catching glove of Kuriak. Goes into the netting. 15:47 left in the opening period. The shots at 3 apiece. The draw will come outside the line. Boudreau is out there, centering Wood on the right side and Gosiak on the left. Woodward is paired with Russo on defense for the Beavers. Sumner loses the draw as Woodrow won it. Woodrow for Wood. Wood just clears in to the right of Heiser. Manisi up ahead for Leclerc. For Sumner. Breaking with Torgy. Sumner taken to the boards by Woodward. Now Boudreau fell down, but got it up ahead to Gosiak. Back to fetch DeBono. DeBono tries to flip it up and out, and he does. Woodward keeps it in the zone for Babson. Heiser drops it off for Manisi. Manisi combines to Torgy, who gives it to Sumner. Sumner over the line, back for Torgy, moving right in. Torgy back for Leclerc, and he scores! Toe for Leclerc. Oh, on a beautiful play as he took the feed from Paul Sumner and Scott Torgy, and it's 1-0 St. Anselm. That goal comes at 4:54. It's 1-0 St. Anselm. For Topher Leclerc, that is his second goal of the season. Puck goes all the way down where Jeff Roberts starts it back for Mike Ogar over the line, breaking with Ward. Ogar bumped by Im, and back come the Beavers. Here's Ken Martin. Martin tries to go around Troy Spencer, who really hit him as he traversed the St. Anselm blue line. Now Ambrosch takes down Ed McColgan. No call. Play goes into the right wing corner. St. Anselm with an early 1-0 lead. Napolitano chases Roberts. Now Napolitano intercepts. Tried to combine with Herlihy. Roberts for Ogar, who just wraps it up and out. This will be icing. 14:07 left in the opening period. Leclerc, his second of the season from Torgy and Sumner at 4:54. The draw will come left wing circle to the right of Reed Heiser. 0-1-0 with a 7.50 goals against in limited action for the St. Anselm Hawks. 729 save percentage. This is Kevin Daly being stick checked all the way by Herlihy. In fact, he lost his stick. Comes in left wing side as O'Connell tried to get it back for Norton. Point blank, and he shot it wide. Oh, Norton had a golden opportunity there as he was set up in front by Sean O'Connell. Now puck along the boards in front of the Babson bench. Goes outside the line. Actually went outside of the arena. 13:45 left, 1-0 St. Anselm. St. Anselm desperately needs a victory to stay in the hunt for an ECAC berth in postseason play. They have a 3-8 record. Babson at 7-4-1. Manisi knocked it down. Here's Shattuck. He battles with Kennedy. Kennedy loses a glove. Back comes Manisi. Diagonally for Shattuck, who just wraps it in. Russo now took a hit on the play from Clausen. Kennedy, he is bumped down on a vicious hit by Shattuck. Now over the line, Griff Brackett. His shot broken up by Manisi. Pouzin tried to come out. He was broken up by Jer Williams. Heiser clears it around the boards for Clausen. Clausen tried to tap it up ahead for Pouzin, but comes away. Wood falls down. Play goes all the way down to Heiser. Manisi now wraps it up and out. Here's a partial break for Shattuck. Shattuck breaking in, right wing side. Puts on the brakes, tries to send it back in front. And the shot and a save by Kuriak. Oh, off the blast by Steve Pouzin. Back comes Babson. Russo combines with Gosiak. Broken up by Torgy, who figured in the first goal. Play cleared up and out. This will be icing. 12:38 left in the first period. 1-0. Draw will come right wing circle to the left of Mark Kuriak. He's been between the pipes. Actually, Steve Sterling has used two other goaltenders this year, Bill Toll and Sean Condon. But it's been Kuriak who's seen the brunt of the work. He is the starter. He's been starting for a couple of seasons here. Sumner will take the draw against Dan Pompeo. Sumner wins the draw here. Spencer, a shot blocked in front, and a nice play by Herlihy, and is cleared up and out by McGee. Puck all the way around the boards to Kevin Im, who overskates. Im takes a hit on the play by Leclerc, who scored the first goal. Play along the near boards, kept in by Roberts. Left wing side, Leclerc back for Roberts. A shot in front, deflected wide. Now Torgy is running to the boards. Puck comes right out in front. Sumner couldn't find the handle, and back comes Im. Tried to connect away to McGee, too far. Jeff Roberts now starts it back for Ron Norton, who combines with Paul Sumner. Sumner breaking over the line, left wing side. A shot is easily gloved by Kuriak. He covers up with 11:51 to play in the opening period. Here's Dan Muchacho. Topher Leclerc with his second goal of the season from Scott Torgy and Paul Sumner. It's a great first name, Topher. Sounds like some sort of health food. The draw will come left wing circle. Oh, Ogar's waved out, as is Kennedy. There's another good name for hockey, Ogar. Brian Ward will take the drop, along with Jer Williams, rather. Lasher clears it up and out. Icing waved off. Back to get it is Kevin Daly. Daly backhands it up, but not out. Too far for McColgan. Kennedy just clears it right back in. Heiser drops it off for Kevin Daly, who is lined up by Griff Brackett, knocked down to his knees. Now just fired back in by Mackie McLeod. Heiser drops it off for Jay Gallant, one of the alternate captains here. Kept in by Russo. Slides it for Kennedy, who drops it back to the left point, and McLeod could not hold on. Russo, a soft clearing pass. Taken by Jay Gallant. Gallant starts it back for a shot, goes wide. Played by Russo, slides it for McLeod, who combines ahead to Brackett. Brackett for Kennedy, and Kennedy just wraps it in. Wood hustles in ahead of the play, tries to beat DeBono to the puck, but DeBono stayed on his feet. Back comes St. A's at center ice, kept in by Gosiak. Wood clears in now. Bill DeBono collides with Gosiak. They fall down. Now Boudreau in there to forecheck for Babson. Boudreau comes away with it, right wing circle, tried to send it out for Wood. Wood just shot it wide. Now Boudreau sends it back to the left point as Im lines one up, and it was deflected wide by Heiser. Oh, he teed it off from just inside the left point. Over the line, Norton, he's whistled offside, down to 10:21 left in the opening period. Babson comes into tonight's game ranked 7th by the NCAA Division III East rankers, the powers that be. Now Roberts is stripped of the puck. Back comes Jerry Ambrosch. Ambrosch for Martin. Back to Ambrosch, and a save by Heiser. Oh, Ambrosch and Martin combined as they broke in, and the big rangy goaltender, Heiser, stuck out the left glove and tied it up. 10:09 left. First period, 1-0 St. Anselm's. Sterling will send out the Pompeo line, which is their big line. They've got on that Pompeo, who has 28 points. Center's on the right side, McGee, with 26, and on the left side, Herlihy with 14 points. That's their big gunners line. Ken Cusick countering with the Sean O'Connell line. Now, Herlihy is knocked down in front. We're going to have our first penalty of the game. Here comes Jack Dunn. Cross-checking penalty will come at 9:56. Jeff Roberts is off for cross-checking. Babson's power play at 30%. St. Anselm a 73% penalty killer. Pompeo's out there with McGee and Herlihy. Lasher and Woodward play the points. Woodward keeps it in deep for McGee. Puck is cleared up and out by Manisi. Manisi tried to connect ahead to Norton. Kuriak way out of his neck. throws it around for Woodward. Woodward has to kick it back to Lasher. Takes a weird carom off the end boards. And Lasher starts it back. Irvin is out there along with Spencer, Manisi, and Norton as penalty killers for Ken Cusick and St. A's. McGee for Woodward, who slides it to Lasher. Back for Pompeo. Pompeo in front for Herlihy. Broken up on the play. Pompeo still operates. Right wing circle. Lasher slides it for Woodward. Woodward had trouble teeing it up, but McGee does a save by Heiser. No rebound there, and he covers up down to 1:15 left on the minor penalty to Jeff Roberts. 9:19 left in the first period. 1-0 St. A's. And Ken Cusick changing up his killers. He's sending Brian Ward out there now, along with Sean O'Connell, to go with Manisi and Troy Spencer. Pompeo wins the draw. McGee for Woodward for Lasher. Tried to get it back to McGee, but it's wrapped up and out by Brian Ward. All the way down to Kiriak. Down to a minute left on the St. A's penalty. Here's Lasher, starts it back through center ice. Holding over the line, a shift. Bears in right wing side, puts on the brakes, holds right wing circle, sends it out to the right point for Pompeo, who's covered for him. Lasher now tried to send it laterally, but it was intercepted by Ward and cleared. Ward with a short-handed break here. Breaking over the line with O'Connell, decides to pull back, and they're going to run some time off this penalty. Manisi just clears it in. Down to 35 seconds left on the St. A's minor to Roberts. Here's McGee. He plays catch with Woodward. Woodward just scales it in. Herlihy in there to forecheck. McGee for Herlihy. Back for McGee. Holding left wing side. In deep for Herlihy. Back for McGee, who gives it to Woodward. This unit has played the entire power play for Babson. Now, right on off the pass, McGee's shot went wide. Herlihy back outside for Lasher, and it was gloved down as he failed to get good wood on it. It's cleared up and out by Sumner. No, kept in. Both teams full strength. A shot by Pompeo goes all the way down to Heiser. He made the save. Now Herlihy operates behind the net. Brings it out to the right wing circle. A shot by Mazzacci goes wide. Pompeo tried to put it on Heiser, and Heiser held the short side. Now Leclerc for Sumner. Sumner breaking with Torgy. He has run off the puck on a nice defensive play by Griff Brackett. Play whistled offsides. Down to 7:40 left in the opening period. 1-0 St. A's. St. A's did a good job killing off that penalty. Babson coming in at a white-hot 30% with the man advantage. And John Kennedy is out there with Griff Brackett and Jerry Williams. He wins the draw. McLeod for Kennedy. Ahead for Griff Brackett. Brackett spilled on the play. Now Jerry Williams in deep left wing side. Battles for it. Back comes Steve Irvin. A cross-ice pass for Gallant. Gallant just clears in. O'Connell hustles in, but McLeod beats him to the puck. Now Irvin jousts for it. O'Connell sent it back out to Norton, and it goes outside the line where St. A's will have to regroup. Daly just clears in. Kuriak tried to send it around for Brackett. Kept in by Gallant, cleared up and out by Kennedy. This will be a delayed offside. Here's Jerry Williams. Just clears in as Steve Sterling changes up down to 6:50 left in the opening period. Irvin. A lead here for Puzin. Clausen runs right into Kuriak, who covers up. I'd like to thank our cameraman, Damon Nobile, and also Randy Aylesworth, who did some research for us. Thanks a lot, Randy and Damone. Faceoff will come right wing circle to the left of Kuriak. Puzin wins the faceoff as he collides with his counterpart, Kevin M. Now Puzin digs in deep with M. They battle for it. Shattuck in there to help out. Shattuck comes free. Shattuck tried to center it for Clausen. Deflected wide over the net. Oh, a golden opportunity there by St. A's. Now Shattuck just cross-checks John Boudreau down, and we're going to have a minor penalty here. Here's Manisi, the captain, giving Tim Crowley some grief. Penalty comes at 13:41. Shattuck out for cross-checking. Babson on their second power play. Once again, Steve Sterling sends out Dan Pompeo, centering McGee on the left side, Hurley on the right side. The points are played by Woodward and Lasher. Here's Woodward. Just scales it in. Now Hurley bumped in deep by Manisi. Comes out to Lasher for Woodward, back for Lasher. Woodward now over for Chris McGee. Left wing circle. Being poked out by DeBono. Now Hurley behind the net. McGee back for Woodward, who tees it up on the go. A save by Heiser, cleared up and out on a nice defensive play by Bill DeBono. Goes all the way down to Kiriak. 1:20 left on the cross-checking minor. To Shattuck. Second Babson power play. Broken up by Steve Irvin and cleared up and out. Irvin is out there with Troy Spencer, Tom Manisi, and Mike Ogar. Here comes Lasher, the captain. Just scales it in. Hurley hustles in. Runs Spencer into the boards. Kept in at the right point by Woodward. Woodward slides it for Pompeo. In deep now for Hurley. Back for Pompeo. Cross ice for McGee, and he just shot it wide. Manisi can't clear it up and out, but Ogar can. Irvin now just backhands it up and out. Lasher back to retrieve. Down to 35 seconds left on the penalty. Sterling changing up. This is Griff Brackett. He is stripped of the puck as back comes Jeff Roberts, but he's offside. Down to 24 seconds left on the cross-checking minor to Doug Shattuck. 4:43 left in the opening period. St. Anselm's with a 1-0 lead. Brian Ward is out there killing the penalty, along with Jeff Roberts, Troy Spencer, and Ed McColgan for St. A's. John Kennedy will take the puck drop. He's out there with Griff Brackett and Jared Williams up front. Mazzacci and McLeod play the points. Mazzacci slides it for Mackie McLeod. Starts it back for Jared Williams. Williams back for McLeod for Mazzacci. In deep for Williams. A touch pass for Kennedy behind the net. Kennedy back for Brackett. They play catch with it. Griff Brackett for Mazzacci. Tees it up. A shot. Saved by Heiser. The rebound. And Kennedy scores. John Kennedy on a power play goal. And we're tied at 1. McLeod will pick up an assist. That goal comes at 15:41 for John Kennedy off the rebound. That is goal number 7. Here's Dan Muchacho. Jared Williams will also pick up an assist. That will not be a power play goal because that was exactly 2 minutes after the minor. To Shattuck. We're tied at 1 though. John Kennedy is 7th from George McLeod and Jared Williams. Here's Doug Wood now, just backhands it in. Back to fetch Paul Sumner. Winds up in his own end. A cross-ice pass for the only goal scorer for St. Anselm's, Topher Leclerc, who tried to combine with Torgi. Woodward ahead for McGee, too far. Manisi clears it the length of the ice. This will be icing. Down to 3:22 left in the opening period. Maybe Damone can get a shot of the athletic facility. Yeah, there's an athletic facility that overlooks Babson Skating Center. And get a workout in and watch a good hockey game. Some ECAC action, also high school Bay State League action takes place here. Draw coming right wing circle. Hurley had it knocked away. Troy Spencer now. Kept in by McGee for Pompeo. Pompeo, though, tried to get it back to Woodward, but unfortunately went all the way down to Kiriak, who's forced to cover up. as Ron Norton came surging in. Down to 3:06 left in the opening period. Faceoff will come right wing circle to the left of Mark Kuriak. Sterling sending out now John Kennedy, centering Martin and Jer Williams. Kennedy wins the draw, back for Woodward. Around for Jer Williams, who tops it to Kennedy. Kennedy breaking with Williams. Holds a shot, a blocker save by Heiser. A big rebound comes all the way out to Woodward. He clears in Manisi now. Kept in by Martin. Jer Williams broken up by Troy Spencer. Spencer is poke checked all the way by Jer Williams. Finally Clausen clears it up and out. Combines away to Puzin. Gonna have an offside call here. Down at 2:36 left in the opening period. 1-1. John Horrigan for Continental Cablevision of Needham and Wellesley in conjunction with ABT. Puck cleared in by Jeff Roberts. Mazzacci battling for it behind the net. Now McLeod comes away. McLeod with a 4-on-3 break here. Boudreau is chopped at by Ogar. Now Ward trying to get it ahead to Ed McColgan. Kuriak forced to play it. Ahead for Boudreau. Swatted at by Roberts. Now Wood, a touch pass here for Gosyak. Gosyak right in. A shot and a save by Heiser, and he covers up. Oh. And the partisan crowd here on the St. Anselm side responds to that beautiful save by Reed Heiser. 2:05 left in the opening period. The faceoff will come right wing circle to the left of Heiser, who's played very well here in his first start of the season for St. Anselm. Only had duty in one other game this year. Now Herlihy can't get it, and back comes Steve Irvin, the fleet-footed right winger for St. A's, breaking with Norton. He is ridden off the puck momentarily by Woodward. He still holds on. Irvin now goes from right to left, shot and a right pad kick out, saved by Kuriak. Puck is lofted up and out by Herlihy. Just wrapped right back in on the backhand by Daly. Glove down by Irvin. Now McGee combines with Pompeo. Pompeo scoots around Daly. A shot just went wide. Puck comes out to McGee. Back comes O'Connell, broken up on the back, checking by Herlihy, who combines with Pompeo. Pompeo shot blocked, though, by Kevin Daly. Daly through center ice and just scales it in. Around for Jer Williams. Sends it back for Dave Woodward. Griff Brackett just clears it up and out. We're down to 1 minute left. Now Kennedy for Griff Brackett. Brackett wraps it in. Back to get it, Troy Spencer. Down to 50 seconds left in the opening period. We're tied at 1. Spencer now for Topher Leclerc, who sends it back to Troy Spencer. Spencer for Paul Sumner. Poke checked by Lasher. Jer Williams looking for the puck. Lofts it up to center ice. Glove down by Tom Manisi. Lasher now. Down to 25 seconds left in the first period. Griff Brackett tied up by Torgy. Leclerc over there and Kennedy helping out their respective teams. No whistle here. Comes back to the point and outside the line as it could not be contained by Troy Spencer. Down to 10 seconds left. Manisi winds up. Avoids a hit by Wood. Torgy is bumped on the play by Gosyak, and this will do it for the first period. So, we've come to the conclusion of one period of play from the Babson Skating Center in Wellesley with the score. The St. Anselm Hawks 1, the Babson Beavers 1. We'll be back with the second period right after this. You're watching the ECAC on ABT.
It was exactly at 2 minutes.
We're set for second period action. John Horrigan for ABT in conjunction with Continental Cablevision of Wellesley and Needham. Special thanks to the folks back at the stations in Wellesley and Needham for airing tonight's hockey game. Scoring summary through one period of play, we're tied at 1. Topher Leclerc got St. A's on the scoreboard at 4:54 as he scored his second of the season. Scott Torgy and Paul Sumner assisted on that goal. 1-0 St. A's. Then John Kennedy tied it with his 7th of the season. That was assisted by George McLeod and Jer Williams. It came at 15:41. That's where we stand. 1-1. Shots on goal. Babson 14, St. Anselm's 8. Through one period of play, we're underway. This is Steve Irvin busting in, left wing side, goes around Lasher, trying to send it back out to Sean O'Connell. O'Connell now harasses Lasher. Babson getting bottled up early. Finally, McGee, a touch pass too far for Pompeo, where Irvin collects, slides it laterally for Daly. Sean O'Connell now sends it horizontally, and Daly just wraps it back in. Lasher trying to combine with Pompeo. Herlihy breaks in left wing side, being poke checked all the way by Daly. Puck cleared up and out. Rich Mazzacci for Dan Pompeo. For Herlihy, breaking for McGee rather. 2-on-1 with Herlihy. An aerial pass for Herlihy, too far. Puck comes out to the left-hand point. They slide it around for Sumner. Is Sumner now up ahead for Torgy. A lead for Irvin, too far. Irvin, though, maneuvers himself around McLeod and takes him down. 18:51 left in the second period. 1-1 the score. Babson came into tonight's game with a 7-4-1 record. Their goals for is 5.24, goals against a 3.83. St. Anselm, their goals for a measly 2.63. Their goals against a bloated 4.90. But Heiser has done well in his first start for the Hawks. Puck fought for along the right wing boards. Kennedy comes clean though. Kennedy ridden off by Leclerc. Fed in now behind Reed Heiser. Heiser sends it along the boards where Griff Brackett keeps it in. Brackett forechecks as he tries to par at Paul Sumner. Back comes St. A's. Just cleared up and out by Scott Torgy. A lead for Topher Leclerc. This will be icing down 18-19 left in the second period. Well, Steve Sterling can't be too happy with how the game has progressed so far for Babson. They did not play well last night against St. Anselm's at St. Anselm's despite the 5-1 victory. 3 of those goals came late. John Boudreau will take the puck drop, right wing circle to the left of goaltender Reed Heiser. Can take it against Mike Ogar. Here's Dave Woodward. Cleared in. DeBono tries to upend Wood. Wood comes away. Wood, a backhander, a save by Heiser. The rebound comes back out to Doug Wood, and he just shot it wide. Wood now falls down along the near boards. Back come the Hawks. Ogar, a diagonal pass for McColgan. McColgan drops it off for Ward, who feeds it in deep to McColgan. He just swipes at it. Now a wraparound attempt here by McColgan and a save by Kuriak. And we're going to have a charging call. Oh, McColgan was belted down on the play by John Boudreau. And he's going off. Penalty comes at 2:15. First power play for St. Anselm's. This year on the power play, St. Anselm's 17%. Babson is killing penalties at an 80% clip. Ken Cusick sends out Mike Ogar. He's centering on the left side, Ward. On the right side, Steve Pusin. The points are handled by Manisi and Gallant. Manisi now for Ward. Left wing side, Ward around Lasher in deep for Steve Pusin. Pusin pivots, sends it back for Ward. Ward is run into by Lasher. Now Pouzin operates behind the net, sends it right out in front for Gallant, and Gallant couldn't find the handle. Herlihy now wraps it up, but not out. Kept in by Manisi along the right point. Manisi sends it in deep beyond Woodward. Now Ogar operates right wing circle. Sends it back for Manisi. A shot and a save by Kuriak, and it's just wrapped up and out by Ken Martin. Martin out there with Woodward, Lasher, and Herlihy, who's replaced by Gosiak. Now McGee comes out to kill the penalty for Steve Sterling. Over the line, here's Irvin. Left wing circle, tied up by Lasher. McGee sends it parallel for Gosiak. Gosiak just wraps it back in. Under a minute left on the minor penalty. Minors are minute 30. Now Irvin. Sends it along right wing side. Kept in at the right point by Manisi. Now it's just tapped out. McGee in a foot race is running to the Babson bench by Manisi. McGee just holds and just softly flips it in. And Jay Gallant starts it back. One of the three tri-captains for St. A's. Up ahead for Sean O'Connell, who is hit on the play by Gosiak. Down to 20 seconds left on the penalty to Boudreau. Gosiak clears it up and out. A good kill here by Babson. Goes all the way down to Reed Heiser as Sterling quickly changes up. Steve Irvin. And sends it too far. Herlihy broke it up. Both teams now full strength. Cleared up by Sumner, but not out. Heiser drops it for Paul Sumner. Comes out Mazzacci. A shot is blocked in front by Paul Sumner. Now Troy Spencer for Sumner. A touch pass for Irvin. Irvin breaking with Ron Norton. Offside, though. They momentarily had a power break. 15:23 left, second period. 1-1. A yawner. Both teams seem to be sluggish from their affair last night. Topher Leclerc is out there on one wing with Torgy. Sumner centering both of them for St. A's. Mazzacci kept in by Gallant. Sumner just sweeps it in. Kuriak forced to play it and sends it around the right wing boards. Brackett can't collect. Puck comes right out in front, but there's Jer Williams alertly clearing the puck. Gallant now pursued by Griff Brackett, and Brackett just runs him right into the boards with a high forearm. Just wrapped in by McLeod. Heiser decided not to touch it. And comes around to Torgy, who takes a bump by Brackett, who's just hitting anything out there in blue that moves. Now Williams just clears in. Boudreau, who's out of the penalty box. Jostled for it with Daly. Now Torgy, who figured in the first St. A's goal, scored by this man, Topher Leclerc, who was bumped down by John Boudreau. A wicked open ice check there by Boudreau. McLeod sends it ahead for Jer Williams, who just scales it in. Heiser around for Ward, who tried to just lance it up ahead. Kept in by Babson. Here's a shot by Gosiak, and it hit the post. The rebound is loose, and Heiser alertly covers up. Oh, Gosiak hit the right post. A golden bid there, squandered by Babson. Down to 14:06 left in the second period. John Boudreau is out there along with Wood and Gosiak for Steve Sterling. He draws against Ogar. He wins the faceoff. Gosiak's backhander broken up. Here's DeBono. Around for McColgan. Comes back out. Woodward, a shot goes wide. To the right point, Russo kept it in. Now Manisi. Pursued by Gosiak. Woodward, another shot. It deflected off Manisi wide. Boudreau now. Puck went up and into the netting. 13:40 left in the second period, 1-1. Jack Dunn and Tim Crowley, the officials for tonight's game. And face-off will come in the neutral zone. Dan Pompio's out there centering Mark Herlihy and Chris McGee. The points handled by Lasher and Kevin M. for Babson. Steve Irvin centering O'Connell on the right side and Norton on the left. Now left wing corner. Out comes Roberts, stripped of the puck by Herlihy, but is taken back by Irvin. Over the line, busting in. He has some wheels. Tried to center to O'Connell. The follow-up here by Norton, and another save by Kuriak. Oh, two glittering stops by Kuriak. Now Pompeo. Laterally for McGee, who just clears in. Pompeo wins the foot race with Troy Spencer. Back comes O'Connell, who falls down as he saw the oncoming Mark Herlihy. Now Lasher just clears in as he takes a hit on the play by Jeff Roberts. Spencer, a blind backhand pass intended for Roberts, but kept in by McGee. Comes out to the right point. Lasher fans on it. Actually tried to, it seemed to combine with Mark Herlihy. Norton now just flips it in. Down to 12:35 left in the second period. One apiece. McGee. A lead for Kennedy. Kennedy tries to avoid a hit by Pouzin. Kennedy falls down, looks for a call, and there's none. Daly now for Carl Clausen. Clausen, a lead for Pouzin as he is spilled. Now Lasher on his knees, tried to battle for it. He fights to get it out of the zone. Finally, it's cleared by Williams, intended for Martin, but scaled right back in by Jay Gallant. Around for Jer Williams. Williams frees Kennedy. Kennedy breaking 2-on-1 with Martin. His pass was behind Martin. He was broken up on the play. Now an aerial pass intended for Shattuck. Backhanded in by Lasher. And Lasher's just running to the Babson bench. He goes all the way into the Babson bench. That's a forced line change if I've ever seen one. Now here's a break. Moving right in and shot saved by Kuriak. Oh, a beautiful save by Kuriak on Sumner. Now the follow by Clausen. Oh, Lasher got taken right into the Babson bench. He is still down. He went head first, and then all of a sudden his skates disappeared. Chris Trianos, the trainer, trying to help him out. It's one of those things that makes a blooper reel. This will be icing down to 11:19 left. 1-1. Those type of hits you remember. You get the license plate of the guy that does that to you. That was a fierce hit. Draw will come right wing side to the left of Reed Heiser, who's played sparkling. Goaltending in net for St. Anne's. I was just looking at the stats here. 7.50 goals against. That is not indicative of his play this evening. Now Bill DeBono. Checked by Mark Herlihy. DeBono throws it behind the net where Manisi starts it back. Irvin, a diagonal pass intended for Ron Norton. Mazzacci now for McLeod. Pompio's lead for McGee too far. Back to get it, Bill DeBono. DeBono running to the end boards by McGee, and they're going to call hitting from behind. Chris McGee will go off as you hear the Babson crowd hissing. Now there's a Norton mixing it up in there with Herlihy. McGee's going to go out for hitting from behind at 9:09. Putting St. Anselm on their second power play. They're 0 for 1 tonight on the power play. Steve Sterling sends out Herlihy, Lasher, Martin, and Woodward to kill the penalty. Ken Cusick counters with Sean O'Connell, Ron Norton, and Steve Irvin. Jay Gallant and Tom Manisi will play the points. Manisi. Forced in deep by Herlihy. Herlihy steals the puck. Shot saved by Heiser as he held the short side. Now Herlihy. Norton, a touch pass here for O'Connell. A lead for Manisi. Swept at by Woodward. The follow-up by O'Connell, but he was offside. 1 minute and 40 seconds left on the minor penalty to Chris McGee. Face-off will come in the neutral zone. 10:31 left in the game, in the second period. Irvin will take this face-off against Herlihy. He wins the draw. Troy Spencer just wraps it in. Kuriak drops it for Lasher. Lasher hurries it to Herlihy, who clears it up and out. Heiser way out of his net to play the puck. Almost broken up by Martin. Here's Troy Spencer over the line. Another offside call. Irvin and Norton in ahead of the play days before Spencer crossed the blue line. 10:10 left, second period, down a 1:19 left on the minor penalty to Chris McGee. The draw will come outside the line. Now Paul Sumner is out there centering Topher Leclerc and Scott Torgy. The points being handled by Jeff Roberts and Tom Anisi. This is Jeff Roberts for Scott Torgy. Cleared by Chris McGee all the way down to Reed Heiser. Manisi winding up. The lead here for Torgy. In deep for Leclerc, who has the St. Anselm goal. Working right wing side. Torgy goes over to help out. Along the right wing boards, comes out to the right point. Roberts slides it for Manisi. Throws it in deep behind the net. Lasher, they can't get it out of there. Torgy battles for it right wing side. Torgy comes out to the right point. Roberts' shot is blocked on a nice defensive play by Ken Martin, and he comes to the Babson bench. Might have taken that right off the foot. Lasher can't clear the zone. In comes McColgan as he is spilled on the play. No call. Down to 20 seconds left on the penalty. Cleared up and out by Kevin Gosiak. Heiser leaves it for Tom Manisi, who's seen quite a bit of ice time tonight. He's broken up on the play by Gosiak. In there to forecheck as a Babson penalty killer. Lasher clears it up and out. Pompeo, a touch pass off the glass and out. Both teams at full strength. Babson with their second successful penalty kill. Manisi now breaking with Ward. Manisi over the line and holds. Goes deep around Woodward. Puts on the brakes. Ward covers his left point. And deep McColgan a centering pass, but Dan Pompeo was there. Pompeo combines with Jared Williams. Williams goes around Manisi. Williams holds. Williams sends it right out in front, intended for Kennedy. Jared Williams in front for Kennedy, and a save by Reed Heiser. Now Griff Brackett back out in front for Kennedy, and the shot was knocked wide. Puck is cleared up by McColgan for Brian Ward, who's harassed all the way by Mazashi. Ward takes a dive and looks for the call. Kuriak way out of his net, covers up, down to 8:01 left in the second period as we passed, thankfully, the halfway point of this game, 1-1. The draw will come right wing circle. Sterling sends out his fourth line of Napolitano, Ambrosch, and Wood. Now he replaces Napolitano with Kennedy to take the puck drop. George McLeod. Around for Mazzacchi. For Kennedy. Breaking with Ambrosch. Kennedy is spilled on the play. Ahead for Ambrosch. Ambrosch hustles in. We're going to have a tripping call here. Penalty will come at 12:18. Steve Puzinoff for tripping. Babson 0 for 2 on the power play. Coming into tonight's game, they were at 30%, whereas St. A's was killing penalties at a 73% clip. Pompeo will center McGee on the left side, Herlihy on the right side. The points will be handled left to right by Woodward and Lasher. Cusick counters with Irvin, who wins the faceoff and snaps it all the way down to Kuriak. Irvin's out there with O'Connell, Daly, and Spencer. Back comes Woodward, being poke checked all the way by Sean O'Connell. Herlihy holds, right wing side in deep for Pompeo. Pompeo to the right point for Lasher. Lasher for Pompeo. Back for Lasher, tees it up, a shot deflected wide. Might have hit Irvin's stick. Comes out now to Woodward, slides it for Lasher for Pompeo. Pompeo has to pull it back and avoid a hit by Spencer. Pompeo through the slot for McGee. Back outside for Woodward, a shot, and a nice stick save by Heiser. Dan Pompeo. Babson on the power play. Lasher, shot redirected in traffic. Loose puck. Heiser's trying to cover it up. Finally, it's cleared up, but not out by Irvin. Lasher again now. Pompeo is running to the boards by Troy Spencer. Throws it for Woodward. Holding. Woodward tees it up. Deflected wide by Sean O'Connell. Oh, Hurley just spilled Spencer, and that will negate the Babson power play. Hurley going off a tripping at 13:28. In 50 seconds, St. Anselm's will go on their fourth power play. Both teams for the next 50 seconds will skate 4-on-4. Jared Williams is out there with Kennedy, Mazzacci, and McLeod. McLeod laid a hit on Ward. Here's Kennedy up ahead for Jared Williams. Goes in deep around Roberts. Roberts takes him down and rocked the net on its moorings, but not off of it. Now Ward can't clear it up. Mazzacci kept it in. Kennedy battles with Norton. This is Jeff Roberts, a lead for Norton. He chopped at it. Martin now for McLeod, who gets it back to Ken Martin. Over the line, goes around Jeff Roberts. St. Anselm about to go up on a one-man advantage. Now over the line, here's Ward. St. Anselm's on the power play. A shot saved by Kuriak. We're going to have a holding penalty here. McLeod will go out for holding at 14:22. So that will give St. Anselm a two-man advantage for the next minute, 6 seconds. They'll skate 5-on-3. Steve Sterling sends out Kevin Gosiak, John Lasher, and Dave Woodward to form the triangle, I guess you'd call it, with 5:38 to play in the second period. Here's Woodward. Hemmed in deep by Tourget. Tourget now slides it for Leclerc. Leclerc out in front for Troy Spencer, and it's broken up and cleared up and out by Woodward. Back to fetch Tom Manisi. Up ahead for Tourget. Tourget breaks left wing side. Tourget back for Leclerc. Leclerc in deep for Tourget. Sends it back to the right point for Manisi. Manisi back for Tourget, who fans on the shot. Two-man advantage for St. Anselm. Tourget back for Manisi, back for Leclerc. He has the goal. Shot is blocked by Lasher. Comes out to Leclerc again. Leclerc for Sumner. Sumner walks right in and he throws it right across the goal mouth. Comes out to Manisi now. Babson set to get a man back. Here's Leclerc. Try to combine with Tourget. Babson gets Herlihy back. Now it's a one-man advantage for the next 50 seconds. And finally it's cleared up and out by Woodward. Babson dodged a bullet there as the puck rolled right across the goal crease. Down to 40 seconds left on the minor penalty to Mackie McLeod. Over the line is Manisi. The follow here by O'Connell, who runs right into Kuriak. Quick whistle. 33 seconds left on the minor penalty to McLeod. 4:11 left in the second period. St. Anselm on their 4th power play. Face-off coming right wing circle. Irvin will take the puck drop against Herlihy. Puck goes right up into the face of Sean O'Connell. Now Roberts slides it for Gallant in front. Redirected by Norton, and he was stripped of the puck by Woodward. Cleared up but not out. Jeff Roberts keeps it in as he gloves it down. Slides it laterally for Gallant, who kicks it in deep left wing side. Lasher for McGee. McGee starts it back. McGee over the line, holding left wing side. A backhander and a save by Heiser. The follow by Herlihy, and another save by Heiser. And back comes Steve Irvin. Irvin pinned in deep by Herlihy. Now Pompeo tried to follow. Both teams at full strength. Down to 3:30 left in the second period. Now Herlihy operates, takes a cross check to the face by O'Connell. Herlihy tried to kick it back to Woodward, but back comes St. A's. This is Steve Irvin over the line. Holding, goes in deep left wing side. A backhander goes wide, and he is taken to the boards by Lasher. And now they're wrestling. They're going at it right behind the net. Lasher exchanging punches with Steve Irvin. Louis Minor's assist here. I don't know if that's Lasher checking to see if he's cut. He's still a little angry from being run into the Babson bench and upended. Matching roughing penalties here. Irvin and Lasher. Matching roughing penalties come at 16:49. Kennedy is tripped up on the play by Mike Ogar. Here's Brian Ward. A diagonal pass for Ed McColgan. McColgan bumped by Mackie McLeod. Now Jer Williams for John Kennedy. Kennedy over the line, breaking with Williams, dropped it back to Williams. Williams is ridden off the puck on a nice defensive back check by Olger. Olger for Brian Ward, breaking with McColgan. Ward puts on the brakes, a good move. Now a shot by Manisi is blocked by Gerald Williams, and he clears it up and out. Kevin Daly slides it in behind Kuriak, down to 2:30 left in the second period. Mackie McLeod comes away, swings through center ice, and a shot and a save by Reed Heiser. Puck goes to the left wing corner, slid around for Manisi. Manisi stripped by Wood. Wood a shot, another blocker saved by Heiser. Puck is thrown in diagonally. Manisi combines here with Tourget. Tourget for Ogre, stripped by Boudreau. Boudreau just spilled at center ice as he ducked down, and Tourget was upended. Tourget tried to line him up with a vicious open ice hip check. John just ducked down, and Tourget went airborne. Sumner sends it around the near boards for Tourget. Tried to combine with Leclerc. Now Russo battles for it. Puck fought for along the right wing boards. Down to 1:30 left in the second period. Boudreau trying to dig it free. Finally, they send away Doug Wood. Wood over the line. A shot just went wide as he was pursued all the way by Troy Spencer. Now Jeff Roberts clears it up and out. Ahead for Mike Ogar. O'Connell with the follow. Ogar now is running to the boards by Boudreau. A shot saved by Kuriak. The rebound by Martin. A save. The rebound, and it's a washout. Ogar followed up the rebounder, but they're going to call it a washout. Goal waved off by Jack Dunn. Johnny on the spot. The net was dislodged. That sortie there by Santa Anselms nearly gave them the lead they've been looking for with 1:01 to play in the second period. Play started with the drive by Irvin, then Spencer followed up. Irvin wins the draw, goes outside line as you hear Dan Muchacho wail 1 minute. McGee can't clear it out. Kept in by Irvin. McGee does clear it out now. Pompeo raced for it, but broken up by Gallant. Glove down by Dan Pompeo for Chris McGee. McGee eludes Gallant. Broken up by Ogar. Norton bumped by Herlihy. Here's Ron Norton diagonally for Irvin. Breaking in right wing side. Back for Norton. A backhander saved by Kuriak. The rebound is covered up by Mark Kuriak. With 23 seconds left in the second period, it has been Kuriak who has kept Babson College in this hockey game. Kuriak has had a sparkling game for Babson. As St. Anselm got their goal in the first 5 minutes of the first period. Kennedy taking the draw with Sumner. Comes out to Manisi, a shot through traffic, deflected wide. Now Jerry Williams down to 10 seconds left. Lasher, although just skated out. Scales it in. Heiser will play the puck, but that will do it for the second period. So, we've come to the conclusion of 2 periods of play from the Babson Skating Center in Wellesley with the score. The Babson Beavers won, the St. Anselm Hawks won. You're watching the ECAC on ABT. We'll be back with the third period after this. We're set for a third period action. John Horrigan for ABT in conjunction with Continental Cablevision of Needham and Wellesley. I'd like to thank Damon Nobile, our cameraman. Also would like to thank all the folks who've helped us out. Randy Aylesworth from Needham, Dan Muchacho, public address. Scoring summary for you, 1-1 after 1. No scoring in the second period. In the first period, Topher Leclerc scored his second of the season for St. A's. It was assisted by Scott Torgy and Paul Sumner at 4:54, 1-0 St. Anselm. Then at 15:41, John Kennedy scored his 7th of the season. George McLeod and Jerry Williams assisted on that. That's where we stand. Shots on goal. St. Anselm outshot Babson 18-13 in that second period. Babson outshooting St. Anselm 27-26 overall. St. Anselm 0 for 4 on the power play. Babson 0 for 3. We've seen 2 good games turned in by the opposing goaltenders, Mark Kuriak for Babson and Reed Heiser for St. Anselm. Play underway here in the third and final period. 1-1 the score. Steve Irvin through center ice. Breaking with Norton. Slides it laterally for Norton. Norton goes in deep, left wing side. Lasher can't clear. M tried to combine with Mark Herlihy. Kept in by Sean O'Connell. Now John Lasher. Around for Mark Herlihy. M for Lasher, who slides it up ahead for McGee. A touch pass for Pompeo. Breaking with McGee. McGee, a shot just went wide. Comes all the way out to the left point. Herlihy taps it back for Pompeo. Pompeo spins and fires, and it was blocked in front. Now McGee working. Mazzacci keeps it in. Herlihy before Babson. In deep for Pompeo. Back for Herlihy, who just shoots it wide. Now Ambrosch who's out there. Here's a shot from the point by McLeod. Ambrosch is out there with the number 1 line for Babson. Comes all the way out to Mazzacci. Mazzacci keeps it in. Pompeo, triple teamed by St. A's, and they come away with it. Here's O'Connell, who just fires it in as Ken Cusick wants a line change. Manisi checked by John Kennedy. Bill DeBono now being pursued by Gerald Ambrosch. Now a touch pass by Leclerc for Paul Sumner, who just scales it in. All the way down to Kuriak. Around for Ken Martin. He returns it for McLeod. Martin, a dangerous pass to Kennedy. Broken up. Here is DeBono. Ahead for Tourget. Now Woodward for Ken Martin. Martin is stripped of the puck by Tourget. Out in front for Sumner, who collides with Ambrosch. And back comes Babson. This is John Kennedy breaking with Martin. 2-on-1 for the moment. A shot in the right pad saved by Heiser. And Scott Tourget is injured down the other end of the ice. Last year's ECAC hockey East and West Division III pairings. The number 1 seed was the University of Connecticut in the East. The number 2 seed was Middlebury College. Number 3, Salem State. Number 4, Babson. Babson went 15-4-3 last year. Bowdoin was 5th, Norwich 6th, and UMass Boston 7th. In the West, it was Plattsburgh, number 1. Elmira, number 2. Mercyhurst, number 3. Fredonia, 4. 5, Geneseo. 6, Oswego. 7, RIT. And 8, Hobart. From the point, Woodward, a shot and a save by Heiser as he trapped it against his blocker. Jack Dunn in there quickly to break things up as Heiser collided with Jer Williams. 17:56 left in the hockey game. We're tied at 1. The puck comes all the way back to Woodward. Through center ice, broken up by Troy Spencer. And cleared the length of the ice, though. Icing is waved off. Back to retrieve Jeff Roberts. Being stalked all the way by Doug Wood. Around for Troy Spencer. Ogar clears it up and out. Ward battles for it with Woodward. The follow-up by Ogar as he just scales it in. Now Woodward starts it back. Ahead for Gosiak for Wood. Wood had it tapped away by Spencer, and it's just cleared up and out by Jeff Roberts. Here's a break by Steve Irvin, the speedster for St. Anselm. Gosiak alertly ices the puck. Down to 17:06. Current rankings in the East for the ECAC. Number 1, Middlebury. 2, Williams. 3, Yukon. Check that, we'll do that. Number 1, Middleburg. 2, Williams. 3, Plattsburgh State. 4, Elmira. 5, Cortland State. 6, Hamilton. 7, Babson. 8, Hobart. 9, Bowdoin. And 10, Salem State. That's in the East. Now Kevin M. for Lasher. Back for M. For Mark Herlihy. Combines with Dan Pompeo. An aerial pass here for McGee. Onside. McGee shot it wide. Oh! Now McGee falls down. Nice back-checking play by Kevin Daly. Comes out to the point. Lasher, a shot and a save by Heiser. The rebound comes all the way out to Pompeo. Pompeo for Herlihy, who tries to slide it underneath Heiser. Now Pompeo battles for it behind the net. Comes free. Puts on the brakes. Goes around Irvin. In deep for Herlihy as McGee is taken down. Finally, it's cleared up and out by O'Connell. Onside for Irvin, breaking with Norton. Irvin is sandwiched between 2 Babson players, and Pompeo. A lead here for Mark Herlihy. Bill DeBono just sends it through center ice, where it's collected by Mazzacci and cleared right back in. Kennedy in there to forecheck for Babson. In deep for Pompeo, out there on a long shift. Comes outside the line, Mazzacci. Backhands it in, tried to connect away to Griff Brackett. The follow here by Steve Pouzin. Now George McLeod being stalked, as it may be. Gets it up ahead, though, to Ambrosch, who scales it in. Good job done there by the 4th line. Have a penalty coming up, though. It's going to be an elbowing call. Now Tim Crowley's looking for the offender. There's no 24 in St. Anselm. Crowley's looking for somebody. Now Ken Cusick's getting into it with Tim Crowley. They want an elbow call here on somebody on St. Anselm, except they got the wrong license plate number. All of this comes at 4:24. And Tim Crowley confused. He saw a 4 on the uniform. He saw a 4, he said, on the uniform. Oh, checking the roster, the only 4 is Jeff Roberts. 14, Ed McColgan. McColgan was not out at the time. Damian Walsh not dressed, and 4, Roberts was not out. But Ed McColgan, they're going to have served the penalty now. Ken Cusick's on the ice. Ed McColgan gets an elbowing penalty, wasn't even on the ice. Oh, that's one. That's a beauty. Boy, he gets a minor penalty, wasn't even on the ice. All right, I got the address of a good ophthalmologist. Now Steve Sterling having a word with Tim Crowley. I think that the culprit that they saw with the elbow was Steve Pouzin, number 11, because he's smiling down there. While they try to straighten out this mess, why don't we go over the West rankings in Division 3. Number 1, Wisconsin Stevens Point. 2, Wisconsin Superior. 3, Gustavus Adolphus. 4, Wisconsin River Falls. 5, St. Mary's, Minnesota. 6, St. Thomas, Minnesota. 7, Concordia, Moorhead. 8, Wisconsin Eau Claire. 9, Augsburg, Minnesota. And 10, Hamline, Minnesota. Comes out to Lasher, a shot deflected wide. Babson on their 4th power play. Lasher back for Woodward, a shot and a save by Heiser as McGee put one right on. Now McGee, left wing circle, back for Woodward, slides it for Lasher. Lasher for Woodward. In deep for McGee. McGee being watched by Sean O'Connell. Comes back out, a diagonal pass for Pompeo. Back for Herlihy, who shoots it wide. Pompeo regroups for Woodward, touches it for McGee, who tees one up again, and it was deflected wide by Heiser. Oh, a barrage of shots coming from the left wing side, namely Chris McGee has been providing them. Now a diagonal pass broken up by the diving Sean O'Connell. Woodward scales it right back in. Down to 1:05 left on the phantom penalty to McColgan. A shot by Lasher is deflected up and into the netting by Tom Anisi. Well, the standings in the East, this is overall. Middlebury, we'll go 1 to the bottom. Middlebury, Williams, Yukon, Hamilton, Bowdoin, Babson, Salem State, New England College, AIC, Holy Cross, Norwich, UMass Boston, Trinity, North Adams, St. Anselm, Connecticut College, Colby, and Amherst. 14:30 left, 1-1 the score, 54 seconds left on the make-pretend penalty to McColgan. Scoring, this as of 2 days ago, Gaffney from Bowdoin leading with 30 points, followed by Alcindor of Middlebury. Pompeo here from Babson with 28. He's in third. Then Gaffney from Bowdoin and McGee from Babson with 25. Comes out to Lasher at the right point. Pompeo holds, right wing side now, a wraparound attempt here. Backhand to score! Chris McGee on a power play goal. And Babson goes up 2-1. That goal comes at 5:42. The way things are going, this 1-goal advantage looks like 10. It's been a sleeper. For McGee, that's his 18th goal of the season. Herlihy will pick up an assist. And I believe Pompeo. Yeah, we're going to have a bench minor here. Well, I don't blame St. Anselm's for being upset because that was a mystery penalty. They got the wrong guy. It's Pouzin they're going to throw in to serve the penalty. Now, he was the original culprit. He was the one that actually committed the penalty that poor McColgan had to serve. And Crowley's getting upset here. 14:18 left in the hockey game. It's a 2-1 Babson lead, and once again, Babson will go on the power play. They have Pompeo centering Herlihy and McGee. We'll wait for Dan Muchachio's announcement on the Babson goal. Now, Herlihy has just run into the St. A's bench by Manisi. In fact, the gate swung open. Now Norton has something to say with Herlihy. Goaltending leaders, Schaff from Middlebury with a 2.63 average, Siegel from Williams 2.89, Bonvie from Salem 2.96, and Wood from Hamilton at 3.21. Babson 1 for 4 on the power play. They're on their 5th. Here's McGee, who just gave Babson the lead. Here's the announcement. Yep, Pompeo and Herlihy assist on McGee's 18th of the season. A power play goal at 5:42, 2-1 Babson. Now Woodward tees it up, a shot through traffic, and a stick save by Reiser. Now Now back again, Woodward. Slides it in for Pompeo. Pompeo works right out in front, shot. And he shot it over the net. Oh, Heiser might have gotten his glove on it. 1:14 left on the bench minor. Unsportsmanlike conduct to St. Anselm. The West standings, NZ, like I have the accent. In the ECAC West, Canisius, these are 1 through 7. Canisius, Mercyhurst, Elmira, Hobart, Rochester Tech, St. Bonaventure, and Scranton. Puck there hit Jack Dunn. Lasher slides it laterally for Woodward, back for Pompeo. Pompeo bumped off the puck. They move it around. Ward can't get it out of there. Herlihy operates. Herlihy sends it back to the left point. Woodward slides it for Lasher. Back for Dave Woodward. In deep for McGee. He has the go-ahead goal. And down to 45 seconds. Woodward tees it up and scores. Dave Woodward on a feed from Chris McGee. It is 3-1 Babson. That power play goal comes at 7:01. Babson 2 for 5 on the power play. They came in at 30%. For Dave Woodward, that is his 4th goal of the season. He's got 18 points. McGee will pick up 1 assist. There's McLeod. Lead for Boudreau, who just feeds it in deep for Gosiak. Gosiak beats Daly to the puck, and Daly just runs him into the boards. Here's the announcement. Now shot, score! Oh! The follow-up by Gosiak. It's 4-1. Yeah, same as last night. Damon was saying last night was a tie game until late in the game. Babson busted it open and won it 5-1. This one is 4-1. This goal comes at 7:18, only 17 seconds apart. These Babson goals. Down to 12:35 left, 4-1 Babson. Through center ice, Leclerc. He has the only St. Anselm goal. Just wraps it in. Here's the announcement. Wood will pick up the assist on Gosiak's 4th of the season. Here's a shot and a save by Kuriak. Gosiak is 4th from Doug Wood at 7:18, 4-1 Babson. Oh, there was a barrage of shots down the other end for the first time in this 3rd period. Easy stick save made by Heiser. Manisi is stripped of the puck. McGee walks back in for Pompeo, a backhander, and it just went wide. Now Herlihy banging in deep. Throws a couple of punches on Norton. They had words earlier. Now Norton comes up to him saying, "What you doing?" They're quickly separated by Dunn. He said, "Jack Dunn is a boxer. If an errant punch hit him, you're going to get one back." Down to 11:44. Draw will come right wing side to the left of Reed Heiser, who's played well, despite Babson breaking this one wide open. Ken Cusick, the St. A's coach, must be bewildered at this point. He tried to redirect a Pompeo pass. It went wide. Now Pompeo back out to the right point. Lasher tees it up, and a nice stick save there by Reed Heiser. I think my teeth were sticking together. Now here's a break. O'Connell fans on the backhander. Pompeo fetches it for Babson. Drops it off for Lasher. Back for Kevin M. Daly. Now here's a partial break for Pompeo. He tried to get it ahead to Chris McGee, and he couldn't. Goes all the way down to Kuriak. Lasher being pursued by Norton. Here's Dan Pompeo. He's looking. Nobody's there. They were changing up. That's why there was nobody with you, Dan. Sterling opted to get a fresh line out there. Now a puck stolen away here by Wood. Walking right in. Drops it back for Gosiak, who hit the pipe. Oh, he hit the post. Comes back out to McLeod. Oh, he couldn't get any closer. That's the second post that Gosiak's hit tonight. Now in deep, Spencer a shot, and he hits the post. As Kuriak held the short side. Now battling in deep, Mazzocchi. Comes back out to the left point, kept in by Roberts. Ward digs for it. Comes to McColgan, who served that Phantom Minor, which eventually broke the game wide open for Babson. Here's Mackie McLeod. Through center ice. Just shovels it in. Halfway through this third period, 4-1 Babson. The puck just wrapped right back in by John Kennedy. Kennedy in there to forecheck. Finally, out comes Paul Sumner. Breaking with Tourget. Sumner goes in deep, a backhander, a save by Kuriak. The rebound is cleared out, though. Tourget taken down in front of the Babson net by Jer Williams, and Williams is pointing to Tourget. I think Jack Dunn is going to point to Williams. Jer Williams off for interference. Penalty comes at 10:30. It'll put St. Anselm on their 5th power play, and they desperately need a power play goal right now. They have to get back into this hockey game. They trail by 3 goals. Past ECAC champions. Ready? 1991, this is in the East, was Middlebury. 90 was AIC. 89 Merrimack. 88 Merrimack. 87 Merrimack. 86 Bowden. 85 Salem. 84 Babson. 83 Lowell. 82 Lowell. 81 Lowell. 80 Merrimack. 79 Lowell. 78 Bowden. I'm sure you all jotted that down. Manisi. Laterally for Troy, Spencer. Lasher is running to the boards heavily by Leclerc. Comes out to Manisi, a wrist shot and a save by Kuriak. Just swatted at into the netting by Woodward. ECAC West champions, 91 and 90 Elmira, 89 RIT, 88 Elmira, 87 Plattsburgh, 86 RIT, 85 Union, 84 RIT, 83 Oswego, 82 and 81 Plattsburgh, 80 Oswego, 79 Middlebury, 78 Elmira. ECAC went to the East-West format in 1978. So you're probably saying, who won the ECAC before it went to the East-West format? Well, next whistle will give you that. And maybe a crossword puzzle to do. This one's a sleeper. Puck comes out to Norton. Irvin broken up. Manisi now regroups at center ice. Just wraps it in. Kuriak plays the puck around for Hurley. Hurley scales it the length of the ice. Babson trying to kill this penalty off with about a minute left on it. Over the line is Manisi, breaking in right wing side, stripped of the puck by Woodward. He trips up Woodward, and he's going to go off for tripping. Tom Manisi off for tripping, which will delete the St. Anselm power play. That penalty will come at 11:43. Teams will skate a 4-on-4 for the next 47 seconds, at which point Babson will go on their 6th power play. They're 2 for 5 tonight. ECAC 77, the winner was Merrimack. 76 and 75 Bowden. 74-73 was Vermont. 72 Massachusetts. 71 Bowden. 70 Vermont. 69 AIC, and 68 and 67 was Merrimack. And then 66, the year that the ECAC formed, the East Coast Athletic Conference Division III, Colby won it. And I promise you, that is it for stats. Now busting in left wing side. Out in front, saved by Kuriak. Oh, has he stopped Ogar dead to rights. Ogar was set up on a beautiful feed by Brian Ward. Now back comes Pompeo. Team skating 4-on-4. Babson about to go on their 6th power play. Here's McGee. Back out to Mazzocchi. for McLeod. Mazzochi flips it in for Pompeo. Pompeo back out in front for McGee. A right pad save by Heiser. Now Ogar falls down. Pompeo walks right in, puts on the brakes, ridden off on a nice defensive play by Jeff Roberts. Babson now on the power play. Roberts' shot goes all the way down to Kuriak. He leaves it for Mazzochi. For Herlihy, here's Mackie McLeod for Pompeo, who just chops at it. 50 seconds left on the minor penalty to Manisi. Out comes Troy Spencer. A lead too far for Tourget. Woodward. Cross pass for Pompeo, who tried to get it to Lasher. Now Woodward follows up and just clears it in. Down to 25 seconds left on the minor. 6:40 left in the game. Woodward tees it up. It might have hit a body in front, namely Pompeo. Pompeo operates behind the St. A's net for Herlihy. Back for Lasher. Lasher's shot through traffic went wide. Comes all the way out, kept in though by Woodward. McGee battles for it. Now Herlihy taps it for Pompeo. Pompeo sends it back, and a save by Heiser. Both teams full strength. 4-1 Babson with 6:10 to play. Puck goes behind Heiser. Daly and Herlihy go for it. Comes to Troy Spencer. He spins free. Spencer intercepted by Gosiak, but Gosiak came over the line with Johnny Boudreau deep in the St. A zone. 5:57 left. Babson's next two games will be at home. Want to come out and see him? Roberts tried to combine with Norton. Now here's Steve Irwin. A diagonal pass for O'Connell. Tried to get it back to Irwin. Play goes outside the line as the net is knocked off of its moorings. 5:38 left. Can't move quick enough. 4-1 Babson. Good crowd on hand. Probably about 500 taken in tonight's game. Is it? Yeah. Face-off will come to Kuriak's right. And Kennedy will take the draw against Sean O'Connell. Kennedy wins the face-off. Lasher lazily around for McLeod. McLeod checked by O'Connell. Shattuck comes away with it. Shattuck spills Kennedy. Babson being bottled up momentarily in their own end. McLeod finally frees it away for Ken Martin. An aerial pass intended for Kennedy is skated off by Roberts and scaled right back in. Lasher for Williams. Cleared up and out. Icing waved off. Now, long clearing pass intercepted by Woodward. Pompeo tried to line it up. Checked by Gallant. Here's a follow-up by McGee, and McGee scores. Chris McGee took the feed from Pompeo. It's his second goal of the night. He's figured in 3 of the 5 Babson goals. It's 5-1. The score identical to last night's game. For Chris McGee, that is his 19th of the year. McGee's second of the game, 19th of the season from Dan Pompeo at 15:08. 5-1 Babson. Put some milk out for the cat, Grandma. Turn the lights out, go to bed. This one's over. Back comes Manisi now for Irvin. Manisi over the line, a shift. Manisi falls down and skated off by Russo. Gosiak kicks it back for Woodward, who slides it for Russo. DeBono Had a glove down by Wood. Just chopped right back in by DeBono. Now Woodward. For Gosiak, who just clears it. This will be icing. 4:06 left in the game. 5-1 Babson. Chris McGee, 2 goals and an assist tonight for Babson. Dan Pompeo, couple of assists. That should move McGee now, if I'm not mistaken. He came into the game with 26 points. He's got 29. That should move him into second place, tied with Al Cinder of Middlebury in scoring in the ECAC East. But Williams' shot deflected wide, down at 350. Williams is hooked down on a vicious play by Kevin Daly. Daly's going to go off. Daly off for attempted murder at 16:15. He's booked for hooking, but Babson to go on their 7th power play. Kennedy is out there centering Boudreau and Wood. Mazzacci and McLeod play the points. Shot just cleared up and out by Troy Spencer. Goes the length of the ice, and Kuriak will come out of his net to play the puck. Mazzacci starts it back. For Wood, who just chops it in. Down at 3:25 left. Here's Doug Wood. Slots it laterally for Mazzacci and deep for Boudreau. Boudreau's pass is broken up by Gosiak. By Torget, rather, and cleared. An anemic power play here by Babson. Mazzacci starts it back through center ice and just clears it in. Down to 1:05 left on the minor to Daly. Now the shot, a wraparound attempt here by Kennedy, covered up by Heiser. And now Manisi jostling with Boudreau, who's always in there to muck things up for Babson. 2:45 left. 1 minute remaining on the minor. It was 1-1 through 2 periods. And then 5 minutes and 42 seconds into the 3rd period, Chris McGee broke it open on a phantom penalty to Ed McColgan at 5:42 on a power play goal. And then Babson just started piling it on from there. Kuriak drops it off for Dave Woodward. Lasher, Babson on their 7th power play. They're 2 for 6 tonight, connecting at a 33% clip. Williams pirouettes away from Manisi. Woodward dove for it to keep it in, but couldn't. Now Russo. Lasher now for Woodward. Lasher circles his own net. Down at 20 seconds left on the minor penalty. Ambrosch is out there on the power play along with Gosiak and McGee for Babson. Puck cleared the length of the ice. Woodward returns it for Lasher. Both teams at full strength. Lasher just clears it in. Down to 1:40 left. Now, behind the net, Griff Brackett jamming in front. Loose puck out in front of Heiser. Finally, there's a whistle, and Griff Brackett is going at it here. With Manisi. Things getting a little ugly. Brackett and Manisi taking offense to each other, exchanging punches, and down goes Brackett with 1:28 left. Bullet minors assessed here. Now here, they're still going at it, Brackett and Manisi. There could be some suspensions here. Actually, it's Jeff Roberts who wanted a piece of Brackett. Griff Brackett, only a freshman, but throwing his weight around. I was saying, we'll see you in the hallway. So Roberts, Brackett's going to get the game misconduct. Manisi and Roberts go out. It's all academic. Now Jack Dunn talking with Steve Sterling. They're trying to straighten this thing out. Either way, Griff's been a naughty boy. Manisi is in the penalty box for St. Anselm's along with Jeff Roberts. The initial infraction or altercation took place between Brackett and Manisi. After they were separated, then Roberts wanted a piece of Brackett, and Brackett said, "I'll accommodate you." And with that comes an early shower.
Let's go home.
With this all took place with 1:28 to play in the third period. 5-1. Now Ken Cusick starting to give Jack Dunn grief. Jack Dunn saying, "There you go, boys, you're gone. Use some ivory and then some Johnson's baby shampoo." Off go Manisi and Roberts. They get bounced. Now they're explaining to Jay Gallant. Jack Dunn is telling him what happened. Jack just explained to Gallant he's given Brackett 5 to 10 with chance for parole in 3 years. Given Manisi a suspended sentence, and Roberts continued without a finding. Those are the penalties assessed here. I was just cleared in by Jay Russo. The double minor will go for the rest of the, I guess for the rest of the year. Babson will be on a power play. Here's Napolitano out for Kevin M. A shot deflected wide. Getting down to a minute left in the game. Glory be. Puck comes out to him now. Slides it for Jay Russo. Broken up by Spencer. Russo for Napolitano, who tried to kick it to Ambrosch. Puck is cleared up and out. Down to 45 seconds left in the game. Babson on their 8th power play. Here's Napolitano breaking in left wing side. A shot and a save by Heiser. Troy Spencer takes Ambrosch to the board. Here's Napolitano walking right in. Headed stripped away, though, on a nice defensive play by Bill DeBono. A lead here for Brian Ward. Goes in deep around Kevin M. Tried to shovel it on goal. Now just clears it in. Down to 15 seconds left. Babson will go to 8-4-1. 8-4-1 in the ECAC. St. Anselm's will fall to 3-9-0. Babson will take the season series both home and away last night and today. So the final score, the Babson Beavers 5, the St. Anselm Hawks 1. A scoring summary for you. St. Anselm got their only goal. It was the first goal of the game. It came at 4:54 in the first period. Topher Leclerc, his second of the year from Scott Tourget, and Paul Sumner, 1-0 St. Anselm. Babson tied it at 15:41 of the first period. John Kennedy, his 7th of the season from George McLeod and Jer Williams, 1-1 after 1. No scoring in the second period. In the third period, Chris McGee scored his 18th of the season from Mark Hurley and Dan Pompeo on the power play at 5:42, 2-1 Babson. Then Dave Woodward scored his 4th of the year from Chris McGee, also on the power play. That came at 7:01, 3-1 Babson. Then Kevin Gosiak scored his 4th of the season from Doug Wood at 7:18, 4-1 Babson. Then Chris McGee, his 2nd of the game, 19th of the season from Dan Pompeo at 15:08. That's all she wrote. 5-1 Babson. Babson with the total shots on goal Babson had 52 shots on goal. Mercy, 25 coming in the third period. St. Anselm with 38 shots. Those, of course, are unofficial, as they were outshot 25-12 in the third period. So the final score, the Babson Beavers 5, the St. Anselm Hawks 1. So for my director and videographer, Damon Nobile, I'm John Horrigan saying so long from Babson Skating Center in Wellesley. 5-1 is your score. We'll catch you down the road, everybody. Take care.